Good afternoon. My name is Odie Hawkins, and it is my pleasure to greet you once again on Monday afternoon. We've been having a series of programs as promoted and proposed by Zola Salena-Hawkins that would serve to introduce those of you who may not be aware of the works that I've created, the books that I've written. She suggested that we should get together. I'm doing this in kind of a nervous way because I've never done it before, and this is the first time, so bear with me. The proposal was to introduce would-be readers to works that I've written who may not be acquainted with these works. So we decided to do it this way, which was to have a Monday afternoon talk about the books that I've written. At this point, I think it's 38.
About 38, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And still writing.
Okay, so we decided to take one book at a time. The ultimate aim, of course, is to sell you books. So I guess you might consider this commercial, but we don't want to think it totally of it in that way. We'd like to say that we'd like to expose you to what it is that I've been writing about. And having said that, I'd like to have Zola join me.
Hello.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome, my love.
And Zola Salena-Hawkins is a writer, photographer, producer, director, Tai Chi teacher, a fan, Tao, sword, capoeira, a devotee. I mean, how many different things do you do?
I've got several hats.
Several hats. Okay.
Not quite as many as my mother, but quite several hats.
Okay. We're not talking about a one-dimensional person here, so I feel proud to be her husband.
Who is multi-talented too.
Well, you know, we all have what we have.
Yes. New moment in time.
Meanwhile,
Yes.
anyway, last time we talked about this book, The Ghetto Sketches, which is my first published book by Holloway House in 1972.
And let us remind them that the original Ghetto Sketches was like this. So if you get a copy,
Hold on to it.
yes, because book collectors tend to like the originals.
And so we decided to take it this way, Monday by Monday, to introduce you to the books that I've written, but more than that, perhaps a little bit of an involvement into the process of what happens when a writer thinks about writing a book and then begins to write the book. There are a lot of different kinds of catalysts that operate. I've heard writers talk about this, everybody you can think about, and they always come up with slightly different things.
Right.
I have to say the same thing. Ghetto Sketches came from where I was born, Chicago, Illinois, on the street on the west side called Washburn, and then covered one street on one neighborhood. I've been nicknamed the Underground Master, and one of the reasons I think why that's so is because I have not consistently stuck in one genre. Coming from Ghetto Sketches, I decided to go to other places. As you'll see if you follow this series, we're not following things in absolute chronological order, because there are some years when I've written 2 or 3 books. And they've been about different things. In this case, on this particular day, I'd like to introduce you to a book called Lady Bliss.
Yes.
Lady Bliss.
Lady Bliss.
The co-writing credits go to a friend of mine who has since passed named Ralph Vernon.
Let me have it for a second. Maybe I
Can you see that?
maybe just a little bit. Yes. So there you go. Ralph Vernon and Odie Hawkins, Lady Bliss.
Okay, as a person who tries to be interested in as many things as possible, and growing up in the age of space exploration, I started wondering what is it that most space-bound astronauts would be most concerned about, or what would they miss most?
A long duration mission.
Long duration mission. The Russian cosmonaut Gasparin went out, I think, for a year or so, something like that. And when he got back, they asked him, "What did you miss the most?" He said, "My girlfriend." Okay, at the time, my friend Ralph Vernon, this guy that I'm sharing the back of the cover with,
Yes.
was working at Rockwell, and let me ask Ralph something about this. So Ralph, what do you think that most long duration missions, explorers of missions for long duration, what do you think they would miss most? He said, sex.
Of course.
Well, you say of course,
Of
but
course.
I might too. But
Right.
okay, how do you resolve that problem? What do you do? So we began to kick it around a little bit. Ralph was not a writer, but he was a fantastic idea person. If you threw something out to him, you know, you throw him a basketball, he could give you a planet
Yes.
populated with ultra
Everybody.
beings, all kind of
Creative.
creative, very creative. Which is one of the reasons why I give him co-writer credit for writing this book. I wrote the book, but the advice and the technological advice he gave me is invaluable.
The initial concept.
The initial concept. What could I do to write a book about 7 astronauts who were on a long duration mission? Okay, if you read Octavia Butler and Heinlein and the other aerospace people, you might come up with whatever they came up with. We came up with the idea of having a female intelligence. I don't want to say robot, I don't want to say outer space comfort woman, because we early on knocked that aside. She is not going to be a prostitute for the 7 astronauts. She would be a member of the team. Each one of them would have a compartment, but she would have a special compartment, which is the way we started off.
Right.
And when each one of these 7 astronauts went to her, it would be a little bit like you checked your room, checked into your room at one of the big hotels with the card in, and it let you in, and you come and go into your own particular space.
Her chamber.
Your chamber, into her
Chamber.
So we started off with that. I had to steer Ralph a little bit away from some of the ideas that he had about her, because I think he was a little bit thinking about her a little bit more lasciviously than I. For example, I'm going to read you just a statement that was made by the NAPA organization, which is an organization like NASA that would be responsible for sending people into outer space. This was his idea. For the past 3 years, unmanned pathfinders, logistical and environmental re-engineering missions have been preparing us for our first manned mission to Planet X. With the discovery of subsurface microbial life forms and liquid water, one of mankind's greatest dreams is on the verge of becoming a reality. under the auspices of the International Consortium, People United for Space Study and Exploration, acronym PUSSE, a human habitat will soon be established on that distant planet. Zola is laughing because she remembers Ralph.
Yes.
You want to say something?
Well, he would put a different spin on just about any serious subject. That's all I can say.
Oh, is that all you got to say?
That's all I got. He has left us. He's left us physically, but he will never leave us mental.
Yeah, he was.
That's an impact.
He was a unique character. I had to fight with him over. No, we can't really name some really interesting and also important mission, PUSSE, Ralph.
Mm-hmm.
So why not? So it wouldn't.
Would not fly.
It wouldn't fly.
Government. Or,
no pun intended.
So
We're off in space. We don't want to have PUSSE.
Especially in this woke society.
In this woke society.
Woke.
Woke. Our mission calls for us to send 7 male astronauts on a 5-year mission of exploration and possible colonization. Colonization, of course, there would be a number of problems to be concerned with an undertaking of this magnitude, challenges to the collective intelligence of the men and women of Napa. So that was the official statement
Okay, I'm
that
curious.
he came up with.
Why did you do 7? Why 7 astronauts?
For luck.
For luck. Okay.
It could have been. I thought about 9, but that would have made the spaceship a little crowded.
Right, just wait a minute.
but 7, it was a purely superstitious.
Okay.
7, come 11, 7, 7.
We throw them dice.
So being gamblers, we decided to go to 7.
Okay.
In the cross section conversation we had leading up to it, eventually gave birth to the book. I had to listen a lot to what he was giving me, but I had to ignore a lot because his idea of the whole thing was that this would be a comfort woman in space, a prostitute, a PUSSE. And I'm saying, no, this particular person, incidentally, the reason we had to have a heterosexual relationship with things is because we started off talking about having people who might be bisexual, who might be transsexual and so forth. We came to the conclusion easily that to be too complicated. Let's just keep it heterosexual. The men are heterosexual, they're straight as straight owls, and the woman or the female figure would be heterosexual. She wouldn't be bi, she wouldn't be queer, she wouldn't be anything other than what she is, what she became. So we worked out different things, and we wound up, I think, with a fairly decent book. The book is called Lady Bliss.
Definitely.
And it details what happens to 7 astronauts who...
Well, 7 astronauts. So there's 1 woman and 7
one,
astronauts.
let's call it a female figure.
Yes, okay, well, 1 woman, or 1 female figure in a chamber. So you said that the astronauts would put their card in to go into the chamber when it was their time to have companionship with her.
Right.
And so was it the same female figure for all?
No, that's the point. Thank you. So,
Okay, and those who know Star Trek and the type of thing where the hologram, it's more real than a hologram.
yes.
Okay,
Oh, you saved me.
okay.
No, for each one of the astronauts, each one of them being very, very different, there's a Native American, there's an African American, there's an Italian American, there's a Chinese American. They're all Americans, but we're aiming at digging a little bit into America's melting pot, so-called
Diversity.
melting pot. Diversity.
Mm-hmm.
Each one of these particular people coming from a certain kind of ethnic and cultural frame of reference wanted to have something to do with a certain kind of person, a certain kind of woman.
Right.
In this instance, the Italian American, first of all, was coming from Italian ethos and ethnic values
Mm-hmm.
that specifically identified him as the grandson of Italian immigrants from southern Italy, from Naples, not from Milan.
Mm-hmm.
So he was looking at certain kind of thing. I think we did a pretty good job.
What was the Native American woman?
Her name?
What nation was she?
Offhand, I can't remember. I'd have to go through the
Lakota?
book.
I think it was Lakota.
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 Okay, she had certain kind, the person who was visiting her, the Native American, had certain kinds of values.
Mm-hmm.
We know that Native Americans, in my opinion, should be the role models for what this society is. Of course, it is not, and never will be, because it blew it by trying to kill off all the Native Americans that they could when the European explorers came, but that's another story altogether. When he goes to her, he's talking about Lakota things. He's talking about what they share. Recently, I don't know how many have read it, recently a white buffalo was born on some reservation in North Dakota or Montana, one of them. Mm-hmm. And the native people celebrated. Matter of fact, one shaman, one medicine man, we would call him, mm-hmm. burst into tears at hearing about it because mm-hmm. it meant so much. I don't know how many tears a lot of us would share who are not Native Americans. Mm-hmm. I don't think that very many African Americans would start shedding tears if they heard that a black pig had been born. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it has to do with cultural
mm-hmm.
Beliefs and religious beliefs and so on. In any case, each one of these men is privileged to put his card in and go in and find the female who suits his cultural imagination.
His dream come true.
His dream come true.
Mm-hmm.
You saw on it today.
Yes, I did. I love it.
I need to put on my glasses.
I love this story.
And take a good look at you. Oh, yes.
Yes, you.
Look out, look out.
Yeah.
So that's what happens with them. The voyage that they make out there is somewhat successful, and I'm qualifying that because some things begin to happen which I will not reveal at this time because you should pick up.
Before you go into that, everything's going smoothly until politicians get into the picture. Okay, and people begin to question the fact that there's a chamber. What's
going on out there? What do you mean? You got 7 men running around in heaven looking for a whore? Is that what it is? Is that what's going on? That's one side of the spectrum. The other people that say no. Mm-hmm. This particular female figure who is accompanying the 7 astronauts are there not to give them sexual relief only, but to help them go through what you might go through if you were on the other side.
Right. Companion. Someone they can talk to. A true soulmate.
Well, the thing about one of the things that is kind of boring about America is so many things become sexual that shouldn't have to be. Look at this car, look at it, look how beautiful it is. Look at that female sitting on the fender. Don't you want this new car? Da, da, da. This doesn't have anything to do with anything like that.
What I like about it is that, you know, it bypasses jealousy. Okay, that you have that people would have 7 men with a woman in the chamber. Okay, and
of their choice,
in the chamber, and they're not jealous of the fact that they're sharing her because they know that she is an individual woman for them.
For each one of them.
For each one of them, that's my woman. That's my woman. That's my woman. 7 times, and the fact that she did not have a preference. That when she was Native American, when she was Italian, when she was country girl, okay,
oh, yes,
okay, that whatever
I had Tammy Wynette in mind.
Yes, right. Whatever component she fit into it. Yet back on planet Earth, you know, you can imagine all the
there was okay. We coming up to the nasty part. Of course, on planet Earth, when certain religious and political parties who merged found out about the voyage itself, they said to hell with whatever the benefits might be, what the explorations might benefit. We don't like the idea of the situation.
You must stop it right now.
Stop this right now. Stop it. Cut it off, you know. No more funding for any. Meanwhile, these people are out there in the cosmos gathering information. You know, when you live in a human supremacist society, I'm saying that in the sense that we think we are superior to animals. Okay, that makes us like Nazis. We are human supremacists. We tell the animals what to do. We tell them where to go. We tell them how to do it. I'm using animals because I see them scattered all over the streets every time I drive down. There's a skunk who said, hell no, I was here first. Let me across the street. Bam, we killed him. The possum. The reason I'm bringing this up because I just saw 2 or 3 this morning.
Right.
And they keep saying, you know, we were here before you and we're going to be here after you leave. If you don't believe it, check the roaches and rats out. Anyway, these people, the corrupt politicians, are saying, this shouldn't be. I mean, what do we get out of it? First of all, there's no money coming down the pike at the end of the day when you truly have an incredible amount of information that is going to be meaningful beyond money.
Right, right.
And what these people, these astronauts might be bringing back if they were allowed to come back.
If they were allowed to come back.
If they are allowed to come back, what they would be bringing back is information that would do incredible. I can't. It would be so. It would be so wonderful. It would make Earth a heaven.
Right.
It would make Earth. We wouldn't be going around thinking, "Oh, I can't breathe this air. I can't eat this. I can't." You would be in a heaven because they would bring back knowledge that would enable you to get beyond all that. They may have discovered it on a planet that nobody has previously known anything about, where everything is gold.
Yes.
Everything is gold, baby. Hey. I heard that.
That's a secret. You have to read the book. Find that out. And
what does that cloudy take you into? Well, it can take you into some beautiful music. For those who know something about Afro-Cuban music, I'm not sprouting off. You know what I'm talking about. The book doesn't end. The book continues, and that's where we will be continuing. Lady Bliss, because of course if you send 7 men up in space, with a female figure who is designed to deal with their concerns and so forth and so on, then of course the lady in my life, my wife, said, now wait a minute, buddy, if you have 7 men going up in space, and that's purely theoretical, then what's going to happen if you have 7 women going up in space? Get me?
That's for next Monday.
Get me?
That's for next Monday.
Get me? So, of course, I had to go back. Ralph, of course, by this time had thrown the ball down and walked off the court. But Zola Salena-Hawkins had not thrown the ball down and walked off anywhere. She pursued me all over the house.
Yes.
She nagged me. She said, that was a whip. She said, you must write a book about 7 females
Yes.
who are going on a long duration mission, and what happens to them?
Yes.
Are they chemically neutered or something and something?
That's for another next Monday.
So of course
Yes. That's for next Monday. You'll have to guess the title or look it up for the other science fiction book.
I begged, I pleaded for relief from this task, but she was unrelenting. So finally I had to go, this one,
Yes.
I had to go back to my desk and sit down, and I came up with her suggestion, Bonobo Bliss. Bonobo Bliss. And I'll leave it go at this. For those of you...
Please, 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 check out Lady Bliss. You'll find the characters totally interesting. It's larger print, so you could probably read it without your glasses. And it has a very surprising ending that makes me think of a place I really, 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 really wish I could live. And I think you would like to live at this place that Odie creates at the end of the book.
Next week, next Monday,
Yes.
following up, Lady Bliss, we'll be going into Bonobo Bliss.
Yes.
Mr. Bonobo Bliss. If you had a Lady Bliss who was, well, okay, good friends with 7 astronauts, what happens if you have a man Bliss who is getting along very well with 7 astronauts?
Yes.
Which is their term for it, not my invention. They call, in the book they call themselves, we're not astronauts, we're astronauts.
Yes. And
Having said that,
your website is www.odiehawkins.com. And that's O-D, O-D-I-E.
not Audie.
Not Audie.
Not Audie!
Okay, for those who call. And we hope you look forward to another Monday with us, or any time you two. And Capoeira Tai Chi.
Capoeira Tai Chi.
New Moments.
Hey, camera.
Thank you for spending some time with us.
Book 2,
Bonobo Bliss.
Bonobo Bliss.
Book 3, really.